Made mistakes I had to learn from. Built some bridges, had to burn some. Warning to those who sleep and go wake up and smell the coffee. Next time it's gonna be a stern one. Whoa.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Hawks Talk with myself, Jared Shamil. Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. It is pretty fitting that the basketball team in Atlanta, of all cities, is one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to blowing leads. But I'll get into that in a second. Before we get started, I wanted to make sure that y'all know about our sponsor, Prize Picks. It is by far the best sports betting app on the market. It's my favorite app. I use it almost daily. And get this, for first-time depositors, if you use the code ASU, they will match your first deposit 100% up to $100. So you deposit $100, they'll give you a free $100 to play with. It doesn't get better than that. Now let's get back to the video. This past Friday against the Brooklyn Nets, the Atlanta Hawks were up by as much as 13 at one point late in the first quarter. But in typical Atlanta fashion, they would let Brooklyn storm all the way back, and early in the third quarter, Brooklyn takes the lead, and they never look back. They end up beating the Hawks by 12. The Hawks were up 13 at one point, lost by 12. And that makes it their 11th blown lead of double digits. That is fourth in the NBA, only behind the Pistons, the Wizards, and the Spurs. When your name is next to the worst three teams in the NBA, that's never a good thing. This game actually started out very promising because this was the second game of a back-to-back against the Brooklyn Nets. In game one, the Atlanta Hawks were awful as Brooklyn destroyed them the entire game and won 124-97. The Hawks didn't even score 100 points in 2024. But this game started out completely different. The Hawks came out firing. We were hitting all of our shots. Our defense was amazing. The defense was talking. They were rotating. It looked like Quinn Snyder finally made some good adjustments. It's what I've been waiting to see all season. But all that completely changed in the second half when the Atlanta Hawks shot 31% from the field and 1 of 12 from 3. They only had 5 assists to 9 turnovers. The Hawks had an offensive rating of 85.1 in the second half. For the season, the Hawks have an offensive rating of 118.8. That is a drastic fall off. It was a tale of two halves. Another way the Atlanta Hawks are considered choke artists is because they don't know how to finish games in the clutch. According to the NBA, the Hawks have played in 36 games this season that they consider clutch. That is the second most in the NBA, only one game behind the Warriors. Now in the clutch, the Hawks are tied with the Charlotte Hornets for the 21st worst clutch win percentage. They have a win percentage of 44% in the clutch this year. And the clutch is when the game is in the last 5 minutes and the game's within 5 points. Very doable. It could go either way. Either team could win. But the Hawks always allow their opponents to win. They have lost 20 games this year in the clutch. 20. Now let's just say they found a way to win 10 of those 20. The Hawks would be sitting at 36 wins and would be sitting in 4th place in the East. The Hawks would have home court advantage if the playoffs started now if they knew how to finish games in the clutch. The Hawks are in almost every single game this year. So many games have been very winnable for them. I think a lot of it leads to Quinn Snyder and his rotation. In so many games, Bogdan Bogdanovic and Onyeka Okongwu do not touch the floor in the final 5 minutes. That can't happen. Instead, Quinn Snyder has Sadiq Bey and Clint Capella out there. 2 of the most inefficient players on the team. Trae Young has been great in the clutch. I want to say he's 3rd in the NBA in total clutch points. But he can't be the only one showing up. His teammates seem to just rely on him way too much. It's like they're out there, well, we got Trae Young on the team, we're good. He can bail us out. No, nobody can bail out a team time and time again. He needs his teammates to step up with him. As of today, the Atlanta Hawks are sitting in the 10th seed in the East. They would be in a play-in game right now, but they are only 2 games ahead of the Brooklyn Nets, who are sitting in the 11th seed. The Atlanta Hawks need to make a decision. Are they going to just throw the season in the trash can, tank, try to go for a good draft pick? Or are they going to start actually competing, finishing games, and try to push and make some type of postseason run? Because who knows? Maybe Quinn Snyder can, go back to his Utah days and really push his players. And the Hawks have another magical postseason run like in 2021. But they need to make that decision now.